Well, hello there. Do you come here often? May I buy you a nice steak dinner? And then never call you again? Oh! Sorry. I didn't mean it. Please come back. Please. Hi. I'm sorry. I'll answer questions. I won't misbehave in any way. I will answer questions like I'm supposed to. Because I enjoy them. I enjoy them. First question. Hey Fluff, now that vinyl has made quite a comeback and with more bands recording on the tape, do you think reel-to-reel recording is going to make a heavy comeback in the recording industry soon? I don't know that it ever really went away. When I was recording at Sound City in 2005, that was right when one of the major manufacturers went under, the tape manufacturers went under, and I remember being in the control room and the engineer that worked there, his name was Jim, and he played in a band called Saga, went and told the guy who ran the place at the time that they need to buy up all the tape they can find because it was going to be really tough to get in the future. And I think that really hampered and pushed forward the whole digital recording thing. So, you know, the Studer tape machines and all those things are still in the big studios. I mean, you know, Fastback up in Seattle still has 2 reel-to-reel tapes that you can use. It's just very expensive. And unless the cost goes down anytime soon, no, I don't see it coming back and being a major thing. Now, if you're talking about listening to albums on reel-to-reel, you know, how you can get like a reel, put it on your tape machine in your front room or something like that, I don't see that coming back either. I do, however, see cassette tapes coming back because I'm already seeing some of my friends' bands get, you know, cassette tapes. And I've even thought about doing my next record and releasing a limited edition cassette tape just for fun, like, you know, doing 100 cassette tapes or something like that. You know, I think there's a nostalgic thing to that. And I would really welcome cassette tapes. But reel-to-reel, you know, it's always going to be there. It's just going to get more and more expensive. Howdy, Fluff. Do you think technicality makes a guitar player good? Not at all. Technicality will only help you convey your feeling, but music is all about making someone feel something, which is why, you know, a lot of times in the 80s when you had the guys just running scales, like, that's not feeling. That's, okay, wow, you've clearly practiced a lot, and that's cool and commendable, but make me feel something, evoke an emotion. And I think a big part of that is just knowing who you are as a musician. Too many people think, oh, well, I'm not good enough to, you know, I'm not the best at whatever, and they just kind of do the self-defeating thing. And I've always said for a long time that being a passionate and good guitar player has less to do with what you're doing technically and more to do with how you're just conveying how you yourself are feeling. And this is gonna sound hilarious, but being a good guitar player is knowing what food you are. And I'll give you an example, just stick with me here. Steve Vai is the food equivalent, I think, of a Thanksgiving dinner. You got your turkey, you got your mashed potatoes, you know, you have your cranberry sauce, you have your stuffing. There is a little bit of everything in Steve Vai's music, and he knows that, and he uses that to its fullest potential. On the flip side of that, you have me. I think of myself as a Kit Kat bar. Now, one is not better than the other because, you know, sometimes you're feeling like a turkey dinner and other times you just want a little snack, maybe a little Kit Kat. And you bite some off and it's delicious. And I try to be the best Kit Kat bar I can possibly be. Now, I know this sounds funny and I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's true. You know, I try to be the best guitar player within the Kit Kat range as I can be because I will never be a Thanksgiving dinner. And once you realize that and past that, you know, people are going to start listening to your stuff because you're just being passionate about what you're good at. So that's a little long-winded answer, but no, technicality has nothing to do with being a quote-unquote good guitar player. Hey, Fluff, have you ever regretted selling or getting rid of a piece of gear? There are 2 things I've regretted getting rid of. One was in my control and one was not. The very first thing is my very first guitar, and I got that from my Uncle Dennis, and it was basically a neck through Warmoth, if I remember correctly. And yes, at one time they did make neck through stuff, and this is back in the late 70s when I think they were called Boogie Bodies, I think. And it was all brass hardware, and my father, so I bought it with my paper out money when I was almost 14, like 13, summer of 94. I bought it with my paper out money, and I didn't get good enough grades about a year later, and my father took the guitar, sold it to a coworker, and then kept the money. And I've never let him live it down since. And he completely regrets it now, but at the time, he felt very strongly that I didn't deserve to have a second guitar because I had just gotten my Fender Strat, and I got like C's or something like that, D's and C's in junior high, and who doesn't? And he got rid of the guitar, and I never saw it again. And I would pay a handsome sum of money if I could find his coworker and buy that back, because it was an amazing guitar. The second guitar that I regret getting rid of was an Ibanez SC320. It was all black, and I traded it for an iPod to my brother-in-law, or from my brother-in-law. I got it from my brother-in-law, and it was this magical sounding guitar, and I had put Seymour Duncan Blackout pickups in it, and it had this thump, this low end thump that it's really hard for me to explain that, and the only guitar that's had that since is my Gibson RD. It has this real low end just punch. If anything you play acoustically, it was just really, really loud and full and warm, and I didn't realize how good a guitar that was until I got rid of it, and I wish I could get that guitar back. I've since gotten other SEs, and they just were never the same as that one guitar. My suggestion to you this week is to check out this amazing documentary about the Dunlop Crybaby, really about the wah-wah pedal in general, and its creation and its whole history up until present time, signature models, and all that kinds of stuff. It's amazing, and the reason why I am suggesting this is because I will soon be working with my friends at Dunlop and doing a huge wah pedal shootout, and you will start to see lots more wah because they sent me a few wahs, and I am in love with them and using them a lot. I'm going to start incorporating lots of wah, Jerry Cantrell style, not Kirk Hammett style. Don't worry. That's all I got for you guys this week. Thank you so much for watching. I am Fluff, and I'll see you next time. Check a mic, check 1, 2. Check a mic, check 1, 2.